Hi, it's Shawn with Century 21 Trident Realty. Welcome to my video blog. The question today is home ownership for you? So that's probably the number one thing you need to ask yourself prior to your search for a house. You need to, of course, understand your financial situation, but let's back it up a step and we'll ask the question like, is home ownership really for you? Like, what's your situation currently? How much money do you currently make? And then do you want to or have the ability to handle the payments in house and the maintenance and repair and the potential headaches that can come along with that? So, of course, it sounds a little contradictory, like I'm in real estate, of course I want you to buy a house, but I don't want you to just buy a house that you're going to have a problem with that maybe isn't a good fit if it's something that you can't handle financially or really mentally. Maybe your lifestyle doesn't suit homeownership. Maybe you're better off as a renter. But on the flip side, of course, buying a house is one of the most important things that most people do financially in their lifetime to build equity. And of course, there's a whole lot of great ways that works to your advantage. You know, you can buy a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 home and highly leverage that and use the bank's loaned mortgage money to build equity on a $400,000 investment at 1%, 2%, 3% a year. You know, basically that's like using other people's money to build your wealth while you pay down your own mortgage and increase your equity. So in a tax-free environment, as a homeowner, that's a pretty enticing investment. So it really does beat paying $1,500 a year to somebody else, your landlord, as you move forward. So we have to get into the nitty-gritty of dollars and cents to answer this question. Like, there's a ton of opportunity out there for people who are maybe single, on a little bit of a lower income, who are really on the fence about home ownership. That's an area that you want to be really particular about and financial and the numbers and really the analytics of home ownership versus an apartment rental. So I can tell you that there's lots of really great priced properties here in the Halifax area, condos as well as small homes that will get you away from being a renter and really won't be much more money than you're paying in your current rental situation. And of course, on the flip side, you're building equity, you have the potential to invest more in that property, spruce it up, roll up your sleeves, do some painting, and really build your wealth and force equity. But you're also paying down every single month. About half of your monthly payment on your mortgage is equity and pay down on the principal of that property. So it's a great wealth building strategy, and it's tax-free when you sell it down the road. But you have to look at a few things. Can you afford a property that isn't going to require maintenance and repair? That's going to be relatively easy to maintain. Or let's say there's a few little maintenance issues to get done. Can you potentially handle maintenance issues or work with a contractor to solve those problems down the road? And further to that, maybe your price point's a bit lower and you're really handy and you can force some equity and actually build some equity and appreciation in the property. That's the million-dollar question. So I find that if you're renting and you're spending about $1,000 a month, you're really close to that threshold of purchasing your own home. But it's very rare to find a house when you crunch all the numbers of ownership and what that means in terms of handling your obligations of a mortgage, the property taxes that will be payable yearly, which is tacked onto the monthly mortgage payment typically, and then of course the utilities, and then in addition the maintenance and repair on kind of an annual and a projected basis. Now, it's usually very easy to figure all that out, and most homes come in really decent repair. So if you set aside a tiny bit of money on a monthly basis for a little maintenance and repair budget, there's usually nothing really overly critical in a home that you need to repair with a large upfront lump sum cost that you're not aware of upfront when you make a purchase. So you do building inspections and you can certainly figure out all the major systems and structures and the condition of those things prior to a purchase, and project in that deal what you might need to do down the road. Like, let's say the roof needs to get done in 5 years, or maybe it's right away, and then you push that back on potentially the sellers to replace the roof prior to closing. As an example, like, there's lots of ways to manage a property in terms of what it's going to need moving forward and how that fits in your budget. So it's a very pliable concept, I guess is my point. But at the end of the day, you need to figure out if it's for you, because are you going to be able to handle the idea of some simple things going wrong, like what if my appliance fails, or what if I get a leak through a crack in the basement? Like, are you the type of person that will freak out over some of these issues, or are you the type of person that understands that you can get educated about that and handle the situation as it comes up with a small pool of money set aside? What I find in homeownership is everything seems like a big problem until you learn more about it. So maintenance and repair, as you learn more and use YouTube as a resource, there's really nothing that you can't understand really well when it comes up. And once you have that understanding and the information in hand, you'll find that there's almost nothing in homeownership that can be really devastating and scary on the most part as an owner, that can't be managed and mitigated. And like I said earlier, almost nothing is required immediately. Like, even the worst roof that you think is a problem can be patched and pushed a year into the future to repair it. So what I like to provide with my clients is that confidence and understanding that I'm here to support them along the process of purchasing a home, but also in all of the future projected and required maintenance and repair. Like, if there's issues that you are worried about or that come up along the path of home ownership, then you just reach out and we can put you in touch with the contractors and the information that you need to feel comfortable that you can solve this problem with no big deal. So that's the big question. Are you in the position financially and mentally for a purchase? And hopefully you are. And if you aren't, I can certainly spend some time and discuss with you the ins and outs and help give you the confidence and the education that you need to understand that it is within reach of most people, and there's really not too much in homeownership that can lead you too far into the idea of problems.